Hi, it's Kelly Conway with GoodQuickGuides.com. And yesterday I showed you how to create a very simple squeeze page in order to collect email addresses of people who may be interested in things that you have to give away and eventually things that you are selling. Here is the page that we created yesterday. It's not even complete. It's very plain. I told you that I'll show you how to create something that look better than this in the future, but what I really wanted to do was show you how to get a page up quickly and functioning, and we did that in the previous video. I was able to enter the email address, and it took me to my autoresponder, which in my case is GetResponse, and added me to the list so that I would be able to communicate with a person who did that in the future and let them know about the things that I had to teach them and again, possibly sell them at some point. So what I wanted to show today, what I said I would do, is show you how to create the download page that they would get to once they've entered their email address. So if you recall from yesterday, what we did was create this form. This was the screen where we were creating the form, and one of the last things I did was create this custom thank you page URL. So this is the address that GetResponse, my autoresponder, baked into that form for us. So this code, again, as I've said many times, you don't need to know really how to make it work or what it does, but it basically says once someone enters their email address and confirms it, GetResponse will send that person to this page to download the report that we're promising them. So now what we need to do is set up that page. So what I'll do is click in here and copy the name of the page. Or of course I could have clicked over here and copied that, but all I want is the name of the page. So now I can go back to my WordPress site. And by the way, I did want to show you, here is, if I click on this link at the top of my page, how to finally get your squeeze page online, you can see the sort of quick and dirty first page I put up. In fact, if you're watching this video, you may have opted in through this page. So again, it's not fancy, but it's fully functional. The only difference between this and the one that I was just showing you is that I used a little bit different way of generating this form, and I'll show you how to do that in the future. But for today, what we want to do is create that download page. So if I say that I want in my WordPress dashboard to create a new page, I can go ahead and paste this in as my title. Now that is a horrible title, obviously, but I'm going to do that because WordPress will, once I save this page, or actually even just go ahead and paste that in, it'll actually create a permalink which matches the title. Now sometimes it shortens it and puts takes out some of what you put in there. So you want to make sure that this permalink is actually what you want it to be. In fact, I could just highlight it here and paste in what I know I want it to be. I think it was already okay, but this way it is for sure. You might remember from yesterday's video that the reason for all of this random string and numbers at the end is just so that this page is not going to be easily guessed. The address isn't going to be stumbled upon by someone who hasn't opted into our email list. Now, the way we're creating it today, people could get to it anyway. I'm going to show you ways to protect this better than that, but again, just to get things up quickly, and you don't even need to do that. You could have left that off, but that's one way of making these pages have addresses that are, not guessable. So now that I have my link, this is going to be the permanent link to this download page, and so we'll share that with the people who are coming onto our list, and the autoresponder will do it for us automatically. Now I could change the title so to be human readable. So I could say download squeeze page report, and of course I might want to make that a little more enticing, but this is just for example. So what I want to do here is actually create the link, insert a link to the report. Now, this obviously assumes that you've already written your report or recorded your video that you're giving away, and that you have it on your website, and that you know the URL to get it. Now, what I can do here, actually, if you go to Media and Library or Add New, you can actually upload that file onto your WordPress site. I have previously done that. So now I can just click on this button that says I want to add media. It shows me the media that I have. This is the free PDF report. And so right there, I've already given them a link where they can download it. Now, the other thing that I would typically do, and I don't have my copy here, so I'm going to go back to my website and get it. I mentioned in this free report that you can't assume that people are going to go download and read your free report as soon as they've entered their email address. People are busy. They might be distracted. It may be a while before they actually click on your link and go to the page to download your free report. So you want at every opportunity to remind them why they want this report. You do want them to read it. Presumably you've got links back to your website within the report that might entice them to purchase some of your products or some other products that you're promoting. So what I like to do is go ahead and copy the same text that I used in the opt-in page and then paste it in on the download page. So now this page would look about the same as the opt-in page, except in the spot where they would have had to enter their email address and submit, now they'll be able to click that link and download it. And again, we'll make a much better link at some point. I'll show you how to make buttons or make much better download links than this. But again, we're in the spirit of just getting this done and working. Then we can always go back and tweak it. So at this point, I'm going to publish that page. Now, a couple of things happen in WordPress generally, and in the WordPress setup that I use, as you can see here, something that's called the Divi theme. Divi Builder is built into it. It allows me to do some nice drag and drop editing of pages, and again, I'll show you how that works. You may or may not use the same page builder or theme, but many different themes offer a lot of the same features. I'll show you how to do that in the future. But this page is now visible. And what I was starting to say is my theme does some things automatically and yours might as well. Because I just added that as a new page, notice that my menu at the top now has an option to download the squeeze page report. Well, that means anybody who comes to my website could bypass opting in and just go ahead and download that report, which isn't something I want. There's many ways of getting rid of this page, and again, it depends on the theme that you are using. In my case, I can actually go into Divi and tell it that I don't want that page to show up. So let me just do that quickly. So I just, in my builder, in my theme, I'm able to go in and uncheck pages that I don't want to have showing up in the navigation. So I do that, I click Save Changes. And now when I go back to the page we were on and refresh, you'll see that it no longer shows the link to this page in my navigation. Okay. Wasn't really planning to show that, but I figured the question would come up. So now, when someone gets sent to this page, which the autoresponder will do automatically once they've confirmed their email address, they'll have this link. And again, as I said earlier, I'll turn this into a button that's bigger that says download. In fact, I'll show you. This was the actual page that I created to go along with the opt-in. And I created a button where they can click and say download now. And of course, when they hit download, I send them my PDF. Okay, so that's how to set up the squeeze page in the previous video and the download page to back up the squeeze page and your promise and to deliver to those who opt in what you've promised. In the next video, I'll show you how to do some things with the Divi Builder or maybe your own page builder that will allow you to make your screen look a lot better or your page look a lot better. But again, the point of this was to get a page up there and get it functioning. Let me show you one more thing, and that is back over in your autoresponder service. Notice that I can come in here in GetResponse and I can look at my messages. And in this case, you can see this is a brand new list I've just set up. I've got 2 messages in it. And if I hover over this first one and click, you can see the message that I sent out. And I mentioned this in the written guide. Just because the autoresponder is going to automatically send them over to the place where they can download download the item from the thank you page, you don't want to assume that they will have gone through that. You know, technology doesn't work 100% of the time for 100% of people, and you don't want to rely on that. So what I do is the very first message, once they've opted in, I thank them. I sort of give them an idea what they're in for, but I also give them the link again to go download that free report. Now, obviously, by showing these links in these videos, anyone could go download this free report. I'm not concerned about that. I'm just trying to show people how to quickly get this done. And if this gets shared around, that's not a problem. In fact, if your own when you create your own free download reports, you're not going to be able to 100% prevent people from sharing them, and that's okay. What you want to do is put some things into your free reports. First of all, of course, enough value that the people who would be in your target market will appreciate the information, even if they didn't give you their email address. You'll have some things in your report that will send them back to your web page, presumably. And if you're showing them enough value and they're someone who needs to follow what you're training on, they'll eventually sign up on your list and or purchase some of your products anyway. So don't get entirely hung up on the fact that you can't completely protect your free giveaway downloads. It's not that big a deal. All right, well, that's enough for today. Again, the next video I'll show you a little bit more about how to go about getting a page builder and even using the autoresponder to make some nicer looking pages. Thanks for watching. Kelly Conway with GoodQuickGuides.com.